If you ever find yourself confused about what drills should I be doing for what purpose, in this video I'm going to show you the 3 drills that come up every single time that I record an elite swimmer. Over my time filming some elite swimmers and triathletes, I asked them what drills would you typically do in training. And there's 3 that always come up whenever I ask them. And I think for a couple of reasons. One is these are quite standard drills, quite popular ones. So they're often ones that are used in training. But I think more importantly than that, these are some drills that help work on some of the most important parts of the freestyle stroke. So let's take a look at what those 3 drills are and what you should be focused on and what you should make sure you're doing right in these drills to actually get the benefit from them. Because there is no point in doing drills for the sake of doing drills if you don't actually know why you're doing them. And I think that's one of the biggest revelations that people have when they come to our clinics here in Australia, or they go through some of our courses like the 8-week faster freestyle course or 5-day catch challenge. They realize that there is a purpose behind drills, and if you do them right, they can change your stroke for the better, which can lead you to swimming faster and more efficiently, which is the goal. So let's take a look at these 3 drills. The first one is single arm freestyle with one arm by the side, breathing to your opposite side. And I'd recommend doing this with fins on. So recently I was in Brisbane. I did some filming with Olympian Kia Melverton, and this was, she said, the main drill that she tends to do. And same thing with when I filmed Dan Smith, when I filmed Andrew Spohr, Solomon Wright. All of these swimmers tend to do single arm freestyle drill. Now, one of the things that I think this is the best use of this drill is making sure that you get rotation to both sides. And the main mistake I see people making as they do this drill is that they don't reach and rotate to their opposite side as they're reaching out there. They tend to be stuck on one side. So with swimmers who aren't at that elite level, they tend to do one arm freestyle and they're just swimming like this. There's no rotation left to right. But in freestyle, we need to rotate side to side, or else we limit the amount of power and connection we can have in the stroke. So it's important to rotate side to side. So what I'd encourage you to do when you're doing single arm drill is make sure that you spend some time in that reach phase to set up, rotate, and then pull through. Exaggerate that slow to fast in this drill to help get this second point, which is the connection. Now, as we go through the catch in single arm, if you can focus on having the movement of your catch, so your hand and your arm initiating the catch and pull phase, with your opposite hip going back in the other direction, if you can connect those 2 things up, then it feels like you've got something to pull against. Because in the water, we don't have that stable ground like we do on land. But if we can time our rotation correctly, then it feels like you're actually grounded, you've got something to pull against. So as you go through that first phase of the catch, have your opposite hip coming back down, and that's the type of connection that we want. That's that cross-body connection that will help you get a lot more out of the stroke. Now, when swimmers do this drill and they're stuck on that one side and they're not rotating, they never get that connection and they never get that benefit from doing the drill. So that's the main thing that I find a lot of elite swimmers tend to be focusing on in this drill. A few of the other things that they also, or the benefits of doing this drill, is that it can help you iron out any kinks in the stroke or unevenness from your left side to your right side. So as you do this drill, you'll probably find that one side feels better than the other, one side feels more balanced than the other, and you probably feel like you get a better catch and pull on one side. If you go through this drill enough, you can start to iron out those kinks, whether it's how you're breathing or the timing of your breath, or maybe your catch and pull, you feel like you're not holding the water as well. So it can help you, first of all, become aware of those differences between the left and the right side, and then start to make those changes to iron those things out. So I think it's a really worthwhile drill to do as part of your warm-up in most sessions, because it can bring all those things together. Now, if you are a less experienced swimmer, this may not be the best drill to start with. If you go through something like our 8-week faster freestyle course, we start with more basic drills like front kick and side kick and a few other ones like that, which can help you get the right alignment and so on. But it is for those swimmers who have a bit more experience. They're swimming well, they just need to iron out some of those things that we talked about before. The second drill that I see elite swimmers doing is long dog paddle, or a variation of it, where you It's like underwater recovery freestyle where you reach out in front, the other arm comes back underneath and you're pulling through all the way back to your hip. Similar sort of concept to the single arm drill where we want to work on timing and connection. And when I see this drill done well, on the way back with the hand, so as the hand's coming back past the body, you want to keep it close to the body so it doesn't create too much drag, but you want to make sure that the recovery arm comes back through before the other arm starts to pull. So it's still in that front quadrant, so you still have always got something out in front, because if you're doing this drill and it's all going at the same time, you're not slowing down the arm in front as you reach out and then pull through or then start the catch. If you're not doing that, then your timing is going to be off. So it can help you develop that front quadrant stroke where things are a bit slower out the front, a bit quicker out the back. And so I think it's really good for that part of it, as well as just developing that feel and that hold of the water. Figuring out how you need to move your arm through the catch and the pull to keep that pressure on the hand and forearm all the way through. And one of the most common things that I see when I'm analyzing people with my online coaching or in clinics as well is a lot of people tend to be too far outside the body. They're doing a wide catch, they're doing a wide finish, when you're too wide, you just don't connect up your catch and pull with your body rotation. So this drill can help you find the right path of the hand as you're going through. And the right path is like a skinny S. It's like a skinny S where it comes out a little bit and then goes out a bit and then comes in. Or you could think of that as like you're tracing the outside line of the body. So if my arm was up here, right, the hand's going to come out a little bit wider than my shoulder, then come in and finish somewhere near the hip. That's roughly where the hand should go. And I feel like this drill is a really good one for working that out. So that's either long dog paddle or a variation of it, which we call 2 over, 2 under, where you go 2 normal freestyle strokes, then 2 long dog paddle strokes. So either of those drills can be really good ones to include. The third and final one is sculling, or again, a variation of sculling. And I find that sculling is good for a couple of things. You can work on your catch position, so your high elbow catch position, which is fingers down, elbows out to the side. You can practice that when you're doing your sculling drill. The other thing I find sculling helps with is that skinny S-shape pull. So rather than trying to pull straight through or doing anything that's too exaggerated, the sculling helps you just get that feel on your hand and on your forearm and keep pressure in, out, in, out. So sculling can be a very good way to develop that. And there are other variations of it, but the simple front scull I think is a great place to start. The other one that I like to do is top to bottom scull, where you start sculling out the front, gradually work it underneath your body and come back out in front. So they're the 3 drills that I see a lot of elite swimmers doing whenever I ask them, what drills do you do in training? And they're the things that you should probably focus on if you were to do those drills. Now, we do some very different drills in our clinics and in some of our courses and in the membership, because it depends on what you need to work on. These athletes are at the top of their game. 1% changes for most of them. So they're just working on the finer aspects of, dialing things in, ironing out those kinks like I talked about. So depending on where you're at, these may not be the best drills to do right now, but certainly once you start to get to that faster level, they can be good drills to do. If you are sort of stuck with your propulsion, if you feel like you don't get much out of your stroke, I'd recommend going through the 5-day catch challenge, which I'll put a link to below. Let me know what drills you like to do below. Curious as to hear which ones are your favorites, and I'll see you next week with another video.